Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and MPD by somebody that has both. Today I want to talk to you about 5 things you should know about your BPD friend. There are a few things that I wish I could just actually sit everybody down in one go and explain, because it would kind of make them all just sit there and go, oh my god, that's why you did that thing. And so if I can tell you what some of those things are, maybe that would help. So that's what I'm going for today. There's probably way more than this, but you're going to have to watch a lot more videos to get it all, that kind of thing. So number 1, first of all, nobody is going to be more fiercely loyal and loving to you than somebody with BPD. We are petrified of losing people and being alone and being abandoned. No one is going to stick with you more closely than a friend with BPD. Up until a point. It would be unfair for me to sit here and say that things are always rosy and brilliant, because sometimes no. You see, you might be our absolute favorite person. And when we have a favorite person, we sort of build them up in our minds as being perfect. And of course, nobody is perfect. And so inevitably, you're going to show us how imperfect you are. And when that happens, we are just completely emotionally destroyed, because we built you up. You're on this pedestal there. And then suddenly you're like, I don't need or want a pedestal. Nobody's perfect. And this destroys us. And that just upsets us. And we pull away and we fall out and that sort of thing. It's not good. If you give us time, we can come back and apologize. Hopefully. We're just very emotionally unstable sometimes, I think, and it's important for you to know that. Anyway, moving on. I've got my notes on my phone and it's locking in between while I'm talking, which is annoying. I was going to do some like crazy graphic thing, but I'm not that advanced. Anyway, number 2, we kind of think you hate us all the time, right? This is a weird one. We think you hate us, you don't want us around, and we are just a burden to you. Like, at any opportunity, you will just not have us around, if that's at all possible. And we'll take all kinds of things to indicate that as true, right? You know, if you ever do anything with another friend, well, of course you don't want us around. That's proof of it, right? No amount of reassurance really helps. It's good for you as the friend to know that we kind of feel like that deep down inside, and we're trying to not feel like that. We don't want to feel like that. It's horrible all the time. But that feeling is constantly there. It's good if you can reassure us from time to time. Maybe that helps. But for me, regardless of the reassurance, there's always that feeling of, I know you're reassuring me, but I think I know better, right? Because I'm a burden. You don't really like me. You're just too nice to get rid of me. That's what we worry about. And, hey, at least it means we think you're nice. Number 3, sometimes there's actually nothing wrong. We just feel down. Thank you for noticing. That is appreciated. And we just feel down. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to do. Maybe we just need a hug. You know? It's good to just sometimes have a conversation with us about anything. Just to kind of keep us going. Just to kind of make us forget whatever it is we're obsessing over or dealing with or going through. But sometimes as well, it's nothing. We get caught up in these sad feelings. This blanket of sadness comes and wraps us up. And we just get caught up in being sad. It's no good. And I appreciate when, you know, people who are around me just offer support. Just that I'm here if you need me. And really mean it. And are there to just sit and watch movies with. Or talk to about my circular thoughts that just keep going round and round in my head all the time. Thank you for doing that, by the way. You're all awesome. Number 4. We're very sensitive to things like facial expressions and tone of voice, right? That may lead us to sometimes take offense or get hurt by something you said because we think we've picked up on something in the tone of voice or the look on your face when you said it or something like that, that means we took it in a way you didn't intend it. Now, that might come as quite a shock to you when suddenly we're mad at you and you haven't got a clue what you've done, right? Again, this is something we're working on, I think. This is where the unstable relationships come from. Most of these things are about us getting angry at stuff that you don't know you've done, right? And this is one of those times. If you can explain to us, it's all right, I see what you've done, I didn't mean it like that. I think our responsibility is, we're going to pick up on things. Our responsibility is to not fly off the handle when we do. To imagine that our friends have our best interests at heart, that they're not suddenly just going to verbally attack us. So if we feel like they have, then we have to run that through a filter a couple of times and make sure that it's real. And if you can pick up on the fact that we're suddenly, backing off and angry and offended, then you can, no, I didn't mean that. Come on. I didn't mean it. And you can bring us back around pretty easily with that one. Sorry, we're a bit temperamental on that one. Number 5, we can be very impulsive. We can sort of, rush into things without thinking and deal with the consequences later. And it's not because we've said, screw it, I'm going to rush into this and deal with the consequences later. We've just said, I'm going to rush into this. And then suddenly we realize there's a whole mess around us and we've upset people or whatever and that sort of thing. And when we do that, we're so sure that we're doing the right thing. We have very black and white thinking. Something's either very, very good or very, very bad. And if we think something's very good and we're feeling very impulsive, we can just go for it and do it and not realize all the trouble and mess we're creating around us. Now, God, I understand that a lot of these things are sort of tricky to stick with, right? I always say, please put up with us, but you aren't obliged to put up with us. And if you do put up with us, thank you so much. We should be working on ourselves to try and be not doing those things. But there should be a point where you say, I've had enough of this. You don't need to suffer forever with us. But that understanding of our impulsivity, the things we pick up on, the things that are going through our minds all the time, if you can understand that, then I think you can understand a lot of our reactions to things and a lot of our behaviors. And hopefully it may go some way towards sort of making life with us just a little bit easier and a little less confusing. We are confusing. That's number 6. We're confusing. So there you go. I hope that helps. And to any BPD people out there, please don't get angry with me and do the whole, don't tell them we're like that thing or we're not like that at all. Come on. We are like that. I love you all, though. If you've made it this far, there's a like and subscribe button below me. Please click those. And there's a link to Patreon where you can support me and get extra videos. I haven't done an ASMR video in a while, have I? I'll get back on that. And they're all on Patreon, by the way, or YouTube memberships. I don't know what I'm pointing at. I do this every video. If you want to book a one-to-one and talk to someone who has BPD and NPD, get a bit of peer support, you can do that. earlymorningbarking.com. You'll also find links to my Twitter and my Instagram and everything else where you should definitely follow me, and the podcast as well. There's so much early morning barking stuff. I'm only talking to 3 people now anyway, and you're already subscribed, aren't you? Anyway, I love you all. You take care. I'll see you later. Bye.